Hi everybody, welcome to day 4 of Foraging Fortnight. So today's prompt is brown paper packaging. So the sort of stuff you get in Amazon parcels, yeah, any other parcels. I've ironed this just to make it, of course it comes all crumpled, so I ironed it just to make it a bit smoother. I could see what I was doing with that. So I'm just going to show you what I've made first. So I've been doing some stamping of labels. This is slightly thicker. This is from an Amazon envelope, I think. So I've just cut some labels. You can see I've used some of them already, so I've cut some out. So lots of little labels there. That's upside down, sorry. Yeah, so the tickets there, I want something else stamping on them, but the basics are there for now. So I also made these two tags, get them the right way up. So that was a masterboard done with a brown paper backing. So there's journaling space on the back. They probably want a focal point add-in, but I'm not sure what that will be just yet. I've made a little belly band. So I've used the brown paper for the stamp in the middle. I've die cut that out. And that's where I use the small labels from my Amazon envelope. These were on these labels. And we have a tuck spot. So I'm going to glue that on the two sides so that things can be tucked underneath it. And then I've made a tip-in. So I've got some handmade paper on there and some music paper, and that's a stamp as well. And then 3 bits of journaling space on the back. So I'm just going to glue that onto one of my pages, and that will just be an extra page. Now today's project is a folio. Now I made this last night and it's far too long for the video. It took me 50 minutes. So I've done lots of prep and lots of cutting and inking just to try and cut the video down. Well, I don't think anybody wants to watch a video that's 50 minutes long. So we open that up. We've got a little pocket there and a journal card with brown paper. The base of the folio is made with brown paper as well. We've got another journal card there and the belly band. Got some nice tea dyed paper on the back. That's a book page from a flower book. So it's got all the flower names. That's the index page. I thought that was quite nice with using a floral theme. So this side we have another journal card with the brown paper backing, and then we've got a little side pocket here and 2 more journal cards. Get that in properly. And on the back I've just put another piece there. These were all papers from one set. So I thought instead of rooting around and trying to find papers that go, I thought I'll just open one pack and we'll do it that way. So that was my prototype. So obviously it's brown paper, but it has got scrapbook paper as well, which I think makes it certainly brightens it up. So let's get going with the other one. So again, I've used a pack of paper. I've put all my bits here. So if I empty all that out, and I'll sort of show you what I started with. So I'd cut this piece to A4. I didn't really measure anything, so I just did a fold there and a fold there, and as you can see it's got that gap like the other one. If you wanted to measure, maybe you could get it so it sits on the side, but I'm not that fussed. So I folded it again up here, and then I just trimmed off these edges a little bit just so they don't get caught when it folds. So that's a pocket there, and the same at that side, and I took the middle piece off. I thought it'd be a bit boring with 3 pockets. So that's it for the actual folio base, just an A4 piece of brown packing paper, cut and folded. So I've gone with music paper for these pieces. That one's a bit smaller, let's get them in the right place. So I'm going to stick all those down. One. Middle one done, and that's how this side has turned out. Let's do that one very straight. That's better. Because I'm not measuring, this side has turned out quite a bit narrower, but that's fine. We're doing easy. We're not doing loads of complicated measurements, and you know, I mean, you could make this out of any size piece of paper if you folded it in the same sort of ways. Right, so I'm just going to, I don't think I did this last time, but I'm just going to ink the edges of these pockets. Just sticking those down that side. And the same on that side. So I have cut and inked most of these pieces, so I'll get that the right way up. That's going to be my belly band for the middle piece. So just glue that top and bottom. That's those pieces there. This bigger piece, I had about 3 attempts to cut it last night because I did the first one, the narrow one, and then I thought, oh, I'll just draw around that instead of measuring it all out again. So I kept cutting it smaller. As I say, it was my 3rd attempt before I finally cut one the right size. Remembered I needed the extra. My glues are sticking. Let's have a look. I'll just keep a paper clip up there just for clearing the nozzle when it gets. That's better. So we've got, that's the back page. And that's my front. I've got a bit of something else to put on the front, but we'll do that in a minute. Yeah, I've got one side I haven't prepped for, I thought I had. Right, the front, I thought I'd have this little memories in the middle with some music page on the back. So like I say, all these papers came in one pack. Even the memories, and there are some smaller bits here that I'm going to put. No, that one was. These are two of my stamps. So I'm going to put these. I don't know which way up that is. Musical people will be shouting at me and saying it's this way. I've no idea. It could be upside down or not, who knows. And then this makes my heart sing. So I'm going to put that slightly to the side and I'm going to put that stamped label there. Oh. And then this side. Am I seeing? I'm still in frame. I was conscious with yesterday's video when I watched it back. I was kept going out of frame a bit, so I've tried to sort of I've got something at the side of my desk that shows me where my corner is, where my top corner is, so hopefully I won't go too far up. Right, so I don't know, let's get that last bit done. So that will have to be music paper. Because there aren't any more big enough sheets. The paper pad was a 6x6. And what I didn't realise when I bought it, there's about 3 or 4 pages of little ephemera bits, which is great, but not ideal for let's put that away, I don't know what I'm doing. Not ideal for a project like this when I needed another big piece. But it's fine, we'll just use the music paper. Just ink the edges. I don't know which way's up. Oh, it must be that way. It's got SF written on that. There we go. So that's that side. Front, back, and the flap. And then that's that side. So, oh, that's my wheel tail tab. Which way? I think. Put that way. We'll have the flowers on the inside. We'll go in line with the memories. There we go. Right, so I've got these two pieces also from the same pack. They're going to make your eyes go funny. They were doing this with me when I was cutting them last night. So I backed them again onto the brown paper packaging. So I'm just going to make these into tags. Now I have my little tag maker, corner maker. This is just a piece of heavy card, mount board. And I just cut the four corners at different angles. So scissors. I have seen this done with like old credit cards. But I didn't have one, so this is my version. I don't know whether that's going to look right with the stripes. Hang on. No, I think I'm going to have to cut with the stripes. So I cut the stripes like that. And then fold that over. Put that side. I'll do that the same on that one. I'll ink the edges. I'll just take those corners off. Right, now I thought they'd look nice with lace in them, so I'm going to cut a slot rather than punch a hole. Well, it's still punching a hole, but it's punching a slot rather than a round hole. And of course I didn't get any lace ready, so let's just have a look in my lace box. This is another box, the same size as my label box, and this is basically just full of cream lace. I have one for most colours. I don't think I like that. That looks a bit clean. That's a better colour. sure how long these are going to want to be, so we'll do up. Oh, that's about right, so I'm going to measure that just to cut the second one. There we go. They do need something, some sort of focal point on them, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Now I need something to go behind the belly band. And of course I didn't have anything big enough left from the pack. So what I was thinking, was to start with that piece, which is quite a decent size piece. So if I stick that down, and then I've got this piece that are, so do I go with tags? Don't know. I think I'll go with it. This piece has got like almost like small journal cards, so I think we'll just put some of those down there. Let's see how big it needs to be, probably to about there. I'm just going to cut all these for now, and then so that one's landscape. I want portrait once really. So that's no good for now. And I've just realised I'm mumbling again. I shouldn't be doing that, should I? I should be speaking properly. I think it's because I'm on my own. It's almost like I'm talking to myself. So I'll try and keep the volume up for you. I also haven't got my microphone on this morning because I've forgotten and I just started the video. So it's probably even more important that I speak up. I don't think we'll ink. And I think what I might do is just butt it up to that piece. And I may put a piece of washi tape or something. Not sure what this is going to look like. This is just me bodging because I didn't have another piece of paper left. The only full piece, I'll show you that in a minute, had music on it. And I thought that was going to look a bit strange with the music on the back. Right, so I'll get this piece cut. definitely needs some washi tape because you can see it's going to bend. So I'm just going to go have a look. Right, just found this, that's quite vintage looking. I think that will look nice. That was the first one I saw. I have got loads, but that was on top. It's not damaged there. No, it's alright. Right, so because this is washi tape and it's not very sticky, and obviously I want it to stay there, I'm just going to put a bit of glue on it. Carding on the back. Let's just do that side as well. And just round the corners. And ink. I really like that. I think that's a good way to use up your scraps. Like I say, I had all these sort of smaller pieces, which obviously all go together because they're from the same pack of paper. So ideally that could do with decorating as well, but I'm gonna do all the finishing off later. So that is the folio. Might need some thinner lace on there, that's getting in the way a little bit. So it opens up with a tag, pocket and a tag, a belly band and another pocket and a tag. So there you go, that's what you can make with brown paper packaging. I hope you've enjoyed the video and thank you for watching, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.